Hey, and happy new moon day. Yay! So we're about to start a whole new lunar cycle, but in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign. So that's passion, that's drive, that's motivation, it's those kinds of things. But Sagittarius is an archer. And this is really important because as we move into this new cycle, bearing in mind we've got the new moon, then we've got solstice, then we've got Christmas, and then we've got like calendar new year, so we've got a whole bunch of things all happening right now. And this is the final new moon of the year. We're in the sign of Sagittarius, the archer, and he's asking, this lunar cycle is asking that we get laser focused on what we're going to take into the calendar new year. That's what we're being asked. So that's general, a very sort of vague but general what's occurring with Sagittarius new moon. Now for this lunar cycle, I have drawn 3 cards from the Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine. We love these cards. And the first one is for the sign of Sagittarius, okay? And each zodiac sign is represented by one of the tarot cards. And here it's card number 14, balance. Now in a traditional tarot deck, it's temperance, okay? But here in Radleigh Valentine's deck, we have balance. And we have Archangel Zadkiel. Now Zadkiel is all about, he's the righteousness of God. He balances things. He helps us remember. He helps us learn. And he can help us learn by remembering. But he can help us learn. So if we're into kind of education, we need to learn something, then call on him. But for this purpose, he's going to help us learn by remembering. He's going to help us balance everything. You can see here in the card, he's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the land. He's got 2 cups here and here, and you can see the rainbow goes between the 2. And it's the balance, it's the coming together of ideas. It's the mixing of the pink end, the blue end, the full rainbow in the middle. It's creating that balance. So for me, this card is saying right now, for this Sagittarius new moon, what is out of balance? Where can I get laser focused so the archer can fire that single arrow into next year and I can anchor it all the way through to this time next year? So it's balance. So think about what is out of balance now. What is out of balance? What do you want to reset the balance with? What do you want to keep? What are we going to lose? And when I say lose, it's not really a loss, is it? Because it's throwing us out of kilter. So what is it that we want to keep? What is it that we want to take forward? What is it that we want to anchor in for this time next year? And what are we willing to let go of? Okay, so this is for, the Sagittarius sign. Now I drew 2 cards, one for what we need to know and what we need to do. Now I need to not get them in a muddled order. For what we need to know, we've got the 9 of Earth. The 9 of Earth. Now just look at all this glorious luxury. And this, to me, and for this purpose of what do we need to know, we need to recognize how far we've come. We need to know that we have done really well this year. And now is the time to enjoy that recognition of it. Maybe live in a little luxury. But again, it's that what would be luxurious going forward? What is it that would make the new year and this time next year, what would make it feel glorious? Okay, so here we've got the 9 of Earth. What we need to know is what makes us feel amazing. How can we luxuriate? Now, it's different for everybody, and it depends on our lifestyle to start with, I guess. But how are we going to feel this? How can we recognize this sumptuous, this richness, this wealth in every aspect of our lives? How do we feel that now? Where do we recognize that now? And how can we take this forward? So this is what we need to know. We need to know that. And what do we need to do? Now this is an interesting one, because we've got the 2 of Air. Now the 2 of Air is about making a decision. It's about having a trouble, making the decision tricky. You can see we've got the crossed swords. Yeah, and she's kind of, you see over her eyes, she's kind of got a veil. It's not really, it's, she can see through it if she chooses to. But at first glance, her eyes are covered. Now what we need to do, this, I believe, this card is telling us that we have to make a choice. We're being asked to decide between possibly head and heart. It's the complete contrast. What are we going to choose? Perhaps your head is saying that's a sensible option, and perhaps your heart is saying I'd really like to do that. So here we have to, well, this is the card of what we need to do. We need to make a decision. And I go back to this, the balance between the 2. And I go back to this one. What's going to make you feel great? Where does the luxury lie? And really, it's, how do you say this? You would, to make a decision, go with your heart. Now that might sound crazy, because your head might be going, no, it would be awful. But actually, I think it's one of those situations where, I mean, obviously it's down to every individual, so don't just take my word for it. But we regret the things that we don't do more than we regret the things we do, generally. So this could be a real sort of, where is the wealth? And when I say wealth, I don't just mean material wealth. I mean, where is the wealth of the feeling? Where is the inspiration? Maybe follow that. And usually it comes from the heart, doesn't it? So maybe look at what your heart is pulling you towards. Maybe we can balance the 2. Maybe we can. Consider outside influences, but you get to decide the wealth, the luxury, the all gloriousness, but you have to make a decision. Okay, so that's our new moon. That's our new moon in Sagittarius. This cycle, this is our reading for the cycle. So we've got balance, Archangel Zadkiel. We've got the 9 of Earth and the 2 of Air. So that represents Sagittarius. This one represents what we need to know, and this is what we need to do. Okay? Cool. All right then. Well, enjoy this fabulous lunar cycle. Enjoy the season of merriment. And I shall see you all, well, very, very soon. All right. Much love. Many, many, many blessings. And I shall see you again very soon. See you then. Bye.